What's up, dreamers? Welcome back to my channel, D. Marie Dreams. I'm D. Marie, and this is the place to be. Today I wanted to talk about how I am taking my power back after a toxic relationship. So I wanted to just discuss a few things that I'm doing or that I have done in the past and that I am even continuing to do today to make sure that I stay on top of my healing journey. So if you've been watching my videos, you'll know that I've been talking quite openly about toxic relationships, how I was in a toxic relationship, the signs of a toxic relationship. Today, I want to talk about how I'm taking my power back from being in a toxic relationship, because I've been divorced now for about 2 years. And people honestly tell me that it seems like it's been longer. And honestly, for me, it feels like it's been longer than 2 years. However, I am a firm believer that the things that I've been doing, they are helping. Also, if you need coaching through a divorce and recreating your dream life, I'm your girl. I am available for coaching. So holler at me. Also, feel free to follow me on Instagram as well. So, some of the things that I actually did and continue to do. The first thing that I did to take my power back after my toxic relationship, working with 2 different life coaches as well as a psychotherapist. Now, I didn't work with everybody all at the same time simultaneously, but it was layered. So I worked with one life coach for an extended period of time. Then I worked with the second life coach, and then I graduated and worked with a psychotherapist, an actual doctor. And so each time I worked with a different professional, my healing journey got more and more intense. And so I really thank all 3 of them for ushering me into my healing journey, because I, again, sought out 3 different individuals and worked with each one of them individually, and life-changing. Definitely life-changing. The second thing that I did was I read a truckload, literally a truckload of books. And when I say a truckload, if you know me, you know that I'm a bookworm. You know I love reading. I really don't watch that much television. I'm always reading. But I was reading books that were very detailed and specific to my particular emotional abuse, to my particular toxic relationships and the things that I had endured. And I will list some of those books that I did read below. But I read so many books. I invested so much money in books, and I was literally reading probably a book every 1 to 2 weeks. And I still continue to do so, because if you watched last week's video, I referenced Mother Made You, Mother F You, How to Avoid Toxic Men with Mommy Issues by Chanel Jasmine Clark. The third thing that I did was I journaled a lot. Now, granted, I am an English professor and I am an author, and I love to write. But when I was journaling and just journaling through the pain and confronting childhood traumas and what attracted me to my ex, I discovered that a lot of childhood trauma and brokenness is what attracted me to this type of relationship. And so journaling allowed me to deal with all of that childhood trauma. And so that leads me to the next one, dealing with the childhood trauma. You really have to take the time to do the work. You have to deal with your childhood trauma. Otherwise, you're going to continue to repeat the same pattern. You have to deal with your childhood trauma so that you do not continue to repeat your same pattern. That is so important, so underrated. Dealing with that childhood trauma is a big deal. Most people hop from relationship to relationship. You don't spend any time alone. So dealing with that childhood trauma, that is essential on any healing journey. So I surrounded myself with positivity. And there's nothing greater that you can give yourself than to maintain that positive expression. And to say to yourself, this is a bad situation, but I'm coming out of this situation and I'm going to come out better. I'm going to come out and not look behind me. I'm going to look ahead, look forward, because my best days are ahead of me. So maintaining that positive attitude, it is vital. Number 5, the 5th thing that I did was I listened to mentors. Some of my mentors don't even know I exist, and that's okay, because they helped me. They really truly helped me during my healing journey. So some of the people I listen to, and when I say I listen to, I'm talking about podcasts, YouTube videos, everything, books that they had written, every piece of information I could find, I consumed it. I would listen to podcasts and YouTube videos literally 4 hours a day, 5 hours a day sometimes, just constantly listening, getting the lesson, analyzing my past relationship, my past toxic relationship. So some of the mentors that I listened to then, but I continue to listen to today, are people like Chanel Jasmine Clark. That shouldn't be a surprise because I mentioned her last week. Tony Gaskins, Bishop R.C. Blakes. These people literally have changed my life. I did have the opportunity to meet Pastor or Bishop R.C. Blakes and his lovely wife, Lady Lisa, and it was a game changer. He wrote the book Queenology and Father-Daughter Talk, and those books, again, they changed my life. There's not a day that goes by that I'm not listening to something from one of these great individuals. I'm staying single. I'm choosing to remain single, to elevate myself, and to be happy alone, to continue to deal with, any unresolved trauma, to enjoy my own company. I think that's really important. I said this before, a lot of people jump from relationship to relationship and never fully heal or deal with that pattern. It's my mission to eradicate generational curses in my family, and that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm eradicating a huge generational curse that not only plagues my generation, but many generations, because there's so many of us, unfortunately, who are dealing with toxic relationships. So for me, I said, no, the book stops here. It stops with me. I will not subscribe to toxicity. I refuse to. God created me for better. I became a certified life coach myself. The reason that I'm helping other women, I don't want to see anybody waddle in their sadness or their sorrow for an extended period of time. Yes, divorce is painful. Yes, it's awful. However, I believe that you can still have a fantastic, great life after divorce. I'm living proof of that. People have helped me on my journey, and I now want to return that. I want to help somebody else on their journey because I am feeling amazing. My divorce does not define me. Simple as that. It does not define me. We celebrated Valentine's Day yesterday. I was not moping. I was not sad because I'm single. I celebrated myself, had an amazing day. And I honestly feel that's important. That's really important. The next thing that I did and am continuing to do to take my power back after my divorce is I am remaining incessant about my healing and about my elevating. I am on a path to meet my highest vibrational self, and I'm doing that. I'm doing that through all of these steps and all of these ways that I continue to take my power back after a toxic relationship. And so my healing journey is very important to me. I am continuously working on myself. I am continuously working on my business and continuously just giving myself knowledge. I'm learning new things about relationships. I'm learning new things about toxic relationships and to avoid those. And I'm continuing to educate myself. I believe that I will attract what God has for me. But in the meantime, I'm not looking for a relationship because a relationship doesn't define me. I've also created a divorce healing recovery course. So stay tuned for that. Look out for that because that's going to be available pretty soon here. So that's it. These are the ways that I'm taking my power back after my toxic relationship. I hope that this video has helped you. I hope that I am inspiring you. If you've been through a toxic relationship, you can take your power back. There is hope.